Patrick Christys, star presenter of GB News. Patrick, great to see you. What on earth is going on with this Prime Minister? Is he really too poor to pay for his own suits?
Well, no, is the answer. He is a multi-millionaire. He's claimed 107,000 British pounds in gifts and donations, which is more than anybody else. As more than any previous Prime Minister. That includes clothes, spectacles, his wife's dresses, a personal shopper for his wife, football tickets, 2 lots of Taylor Swift tickets, 1 lot of Coldplay tickets as well. There is a question mark over whether or not he is now Britain's biggest scrounger, isn't there? But there's loads more to this as well. Today it's emerged that the Labour Party took £4 million. They took £4 million, the Labour Party, from a Cayman Islands-based hedge fund that specialises in fossil fuels, arms manufacturers and private health firms, which are all things that the Labour Party wants to do away with. They've only just recently declared that. I mean, he called for integrity relentlessly. He was so puritanical it hurt during the last Parliament. And now here we are 70-odd days in, and he's telling us all that we need to cut our cloth and that pensioners are going to be colder in their own homes this winter because we haven't got the money to help heat their homes. But those rules don't apply to the Labour Prime Minister because he can just knock on the door of one of his billionaire mates and, you know, get him to buy his wife a nice dress.
Well, that's odd because the clothes are coming from a billionaire. I don't know why he thinks that he needs to address the Prime Minister, but if he gets his rocks off on that, I don't know. Your Foreign Secretary, I've been so worried about him. He seems a loose cannon, imposed a ban on certain arms trade with Israel, etc., etc. Just after, you know, tragedy hit Israel, the shooting of 6 hostages on that same day. No, complete tin ear. Now is flying outside the office. Bisexual Awareness Week flag. I mean, seriously, has this guy got nothing better to do?
Well, he should have a lot better to do, but you're right. It appears that he doesn't. This is just virtue signalling on a grand scale. We now do have these bisexual awareness flags outside the Foreign Office, and this comes 2 days after he delivered a speech that lasted for about an hour and 20 minutes, which was described by one veteran journalist as the worst and dullest speech he's ever heard a politician make, which I think is going some. And that speech was about how he, as our Foreign Secretary, thinks that climate change poses a greater and more immediate risk than terrorism. I'm not convinced that all of the victims of terror attacks, both here and abroad for that matter, would necessarily agree with him. But it does appear that they are slightly skewed in their priorities. It's easier to hoist a flag outside at the Foreign Office to show that you are, you know, inclusive and welcoming, possibly less easy to actually sort out some of the foreign issues that we have going on in this country at the moment.
This is the most woke government I've seen in Britain. I don't know since how long, you know. You couldn't accuse Tony Blair of being woke in that way.